It's the most wonderful time of the year.
That's offensive. Sir, it's happy holidays.
Yeah.
We can't say Merry Christmas
I didn't say Christmas, though.
Hey, you can't say Merry Christmas, all right?
It's a holiday song, sir.
Oh, man. That's offensive to my culture.
Oh,
you know how much I celebrate Kwanzaa?
Oh, man. I'm sorry, dude. I didn't mean to offend you. Damn. It's the most Kwanzaa time.
So now that's just racist.
I'm sorry.
Hey, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Just Kidding, Man.
I'm Jose.
I'm Kong.
And yeah,
this is our podcast.
Yep.
As you can tell, it's the holidays. You know what I mean? Christmas is like around the corner. So we just decided to dress up.
Yep.
With these awesome sweaters. You know what I mean?
It's the awesome, ugly Christmas sweaters. Yeah.
Dude, like, how do you get to be Christmas? I just remember like the last time it was like Black Friday, we were shopping, just hanging out. Like, how did like next week's already New Year's?
Yeah,
like,
it's crazy, dude. Because I was like, oh, I still got like another 2 weeks or so.
No.
Dude. And then I had to do like a lot of last minute Christmas shopping. Are you done already with your Christmas?
Oh,
shopping?
dude, I finished, but like, so when I went to the store. I was like, dude, as soon as I got into the store, I seen that line. I said, no, I'm out, dude. I'm not going in there. Like, no.
Those lines are getting crazy. The parking spots are getting crazy. Traffic is getting crazy. Yeah. Yes, I went to get these Christmas sweaters yesterday, and man, dude, there was a lot of traffic on the way over
there and back.
Yeah,
everybody's going home and stuff.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop somewhere to eat. And I was like, nah, never mind. I'll just drive back. No big deal. So yeah, that's usually how it gets during the holidays, man. It's crazy.
Year's almost up.
Yep.
Yeah. It's been a good year. You know what I mean? We'll talk more for the next podcast.
Yeah.
For our New Year's podcast.
Yeah.
So recently the CW came out with Crisis in Infinite Earth. They start off on Supergirl, then the next night it was Batwoman, and the next after that was The Flash. So they did 3 episodes, but it's a 5-episode total for the Crisis. So the next 2 episodes is going to come out January 14th.
Yeah,
it's gonna. I think it's gonna be Legends, and then it's gonna end on Arrow, one of those 2.
Yeah, yeah. They're canceling Arrow, right? So
no, it's not canceling. They're done with Arrow, but they're gonna do a continuation or a spinoff with it's gonna be called Green Arrow and the Canary. So basically, his daughter's taking over. They're back in the future again, you know what I mean? And then whatever they have the Canary, so that's how the new show's gonna be.
Dude, so I stopped watching Arrow.
Yeah, you did.
I stopped watching The Flash.
Everything.
I stopped watching everything.
Yeah.
I never began with Superwoman to begin
Supergirl.
with.
Supergirl. That's why you don't know.
Supergirl.
Yeah. Then
exactly.
Batwoman.
I never started Batwoman. Yeah. I kind of want to get into Batwoman, but anyways. So I'm lost. Like, what the hell happened that...
what are you lost in? All right, let's recap. I'll recap first, then I'll let you ask the questions, and I'll try to answer them.
Okay. Just to give you a heads up, my question is going to be, where the hell did the daughter come from?
Okay, yeah, that's it. So you have to watch Arrow, but we'll get to that. So, and we talked a little bit about Crisis. We talked about what's going to be in there, but it was really good, right? Like that, like all the cameos they put in there, like in that first like 5 minutes, they showed like all the different Earth. They showed the Titans Earth.
Yeah. Yeah, the one that's taking place in the Titans
universe, like universe. It's like Earth 19 or something, whatever. They show a bunch. Everybody had a cameo.
Yeah,
and they're like from everything that was on, like from every like DC
like TV show
that was on. Everything was on there. So they had
Burt Ward,
the guy that played Robin. He had a little clip in there. But did you watch? Not watch, but the scene with Batman in Batwoman's episode when they went to that Earth 99 to go get Batman.
Yeah,
and then like they get to the door, and then like you just hear his voice,
Kevin Conroy's voice.
Like, oh, that's Batman. He walks out. I was like, dude, I heard him. I was like, that's Batman.
Yeah.
As soon as he comes out, I was like, oh, yep.
I appreciate what they did. I mean, we all know he looks nothing like Batman.
Yeah.
But
he's the older one though. That's why.
Yeah, he's the voice for the animated series. So like, I appreciated what they did.
And then the Smallville one, dude. That one was awesome.
Dude, that one was awesome, dude. Like I haven't watched the Smallville one, but I really like what they did. Like I don't know if I should kind of spoil it.
Oh yeah.
Bit. Well, there might be people. Yeah. I really like that he said that he gave up his powers.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was really cool.
To raise his daughters, like, cause him and Lois Lane and that from the Smallville universe, they got married. You know what I mean? And they had like 2 girls in it. It says in there, and he gave up his powers, and he was like, they mentioned too, like you didn't hear, but they mentioned President Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Because that reference all the way back to the first episode, like the first season, where Lex Luthor meets like this psychic / fortune teller. She grabs his hand and she sees his future. Like he's like wearing all white, and then all around him's like all death and is raining blood. He's the president of the United States.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So they brought that back after 20 years. Like, dude, that's crazy. They remember all that.
Yeah. And man, so that's the one where Michael Rosenbaum was supposed to be part of. Which was a huge bummer because I think it would have been awesome.
Yeah.
But I also understand that
he had other things to do.
Yeah. His
schedule didn't match up.
Not just that, his grandfather is like in hospice and stuff. So, you know, he's got limited time with his grandfather, and he gets along a lot with his grandfather. So I understand why he turned it down. You know.
So one of my favorite moments from Crisis on Infinite Earth is when they go to Earth 666 and they meet Lucifer,
dude,
Morningstar from the Lucifer series.
Bro,
that was like out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was crazy, dude. Like, I'm telling you, man, they're pulling everyone from any like DC related like universe into this series.
Cause in the CW, not the WB, way back in like 2002, 2000, they had a show called Birds of Prey, which lasted only one season, and then like for the first like 5 minutes of the Flash, the third episode, they showed like a little scene of her, like the bird of prey of the Huntress.
Okay,
she's running whatever.
Yeah.
Is it the Huntress? Yeah, it's the Huntress. She's running, then her Earth gets destroyed. That's reference back to the birds of prey because she talks to Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, Oracle, who was like in the wheelchair and stuff for that. Yeah, for that series.
What I also enjoyed was the Ray Palmer.
Superman. Oh, he fights. Oh, dude, because you know it's fake muscle, but he actually looks really good as Superman from the Kingdom Come because he lost all his family, his friends. They're all dead. You know what I mean? But
they did a good job. Like I was like, how are they gonna pull this off? Like the Superman from like the WB and the Superman that was like on
from the movie Superman Returns.
Superman Returns. Yeah, Ray Palmer or which the actor also plays Ray Palmer.
Yeah.
So yeah, that that was pretty funny that they did that too. It's like they're trying to pull everything, like,
and then the Flash,
everything.
The Flash with he meets the Barry Allen from like the 90s series, TV series, Wesley Ships.
Yeah,
he played him.
Even though he's like in the TV show, but he usually plays like Oliver. Barry Allen's dad.
Yeah, Jay Garrick. He's Jay Garrick right now. Yeah, he was Barry Allen, but as right now the dad died, so he plays as Jay Garrick from like Earth 3 or something.
Okay.
But this one, he plays as Barry Allen from like a different Earth where he was the Flash of that Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he, spoilers, he dies. You know what I mean? Everybody dies. Everybody dies. Everybody dies.
They're doing a lot, man, and it doesn't feel too overwhelming with these 3 episodes that I've seen so far.
I want to finish it the last 2, dude. Yeah. Man, we gotta wait though.
Yeah.
It's like 3 more weeks of waiting, but still though.
Yeah, and I also like that they're doing like a little recap show after the series. They have like Kevin Smith
talking,
interviewing the actors,
breaking down like what's going on, what's happening.
Yeah, so I really, I've been really enjoying that too. Yeah, man. It's like everything that was ever like even Constantine that was like on NBC.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, no, he was on Legends because they brought him on Legends.
Before that, he had his own.
He had his own TV show
that they canceled, but then they kind of brought him back into the Arrow.
So I think we talked about, not during podcast, we talked about this like just randomly when we were driving somewhere to like a convention or something. So like Stephen Amell, for the star of Arrow, he was like, hey, what if we could bring Constantine to the show? Like we worked that into the show for like season 4 when they used magic in there. They brought him in, like what if we could do like a little crossover, bring him in, see how it works, and it worked. You know what I mean? They brought him in to the Arrow series where they not Laura, the sister. What's the sister's name? Sarah Lance. She was like dead. She got resurrected, but her soul was still in purgatory. So he called up John Constantine because he owed him a favor. You know what I mean? So that's how they brought him in.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah. Anyway, so catch me up with Oliver's daughter. Like,
so it started on season 7 where instead of the flashback, it's a flash forward in the year 2040 around there. So Oliver's dead. You know what I mean? In the future, he's dead. His daughter didn't know, but the daughter didn't know about the dad or anything. She was the mom. Felicity took her and the daughter to like a remote place, so that way she doesn't like grow up in like Star Cities where all the bad stuff's happening.
Okay,
she could grow up safe and have like a normal life. But during that, she was being trained by Nessa Al Ghul.
Okay.
Yeah, as she grew older, like her mom disappeared, so she just left because her and her mom got into a fight. When she was a kid, so she left to Star City, and then that's when she became like a fighter or something in Star Cities.
Okay.
So then then the brother, the half brother William, like he's looking for the mom because the mom's missing. Felicity's missing, and he didn't know that he had a sister. He didn't know that Mia was his sister.
Okay.
Whatever. So doing that flash forward where it's Arrow, then in the flash scene is in the future.
Okay.
Where we get to season 8 where the monitor's in play now, like something's happening. They're trying to stop Crisis, and like something happened where the kids from the future, if they get transported back in time, they bring back Mia, William, and Connor, Dig's son.
Okay.
Dig's adopted son. They bring him somehow. They get transported back to the past.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what happened. They didn't really explain it, but I think it's the monitor or the anti-monitor.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more the monitor to give him the gift, like, hey, because he keeps doubting him, like,
okay.
you tell me to follow your orders to stop Crisis, but you're not giving me information, like.
Okay.
Yeah.
The monitor is the guy that's
the good guy.
The one that's got like the little braids. Okay.
He plays both as the monitor and anti-monitor, the same actor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So basically, it's kind of like a gift to him. Like, I know you're gonna sacrifice yourself. I know that you don't have time with your daughter, so maybe that's why he brought him back.
Okay.
In time so he can spend time with his kids.
Yeah.
That way, when he sacrifices himself, he doesn't sacrifice with regret.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So that's what happened in the new season right now.
Okay. Yeah. In the first episode of the event, I was like, no, like I was gonna text you, like, no, like why? But it's gonna come back, and he's gonna come back anyways. So it was.
Well, he's coming back as the Spectre, like one of the most powerful beings in the known universe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's next to the Spectre's like one of the next to God, because God made him like the spirit of vengeance.
So he's Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's Johnny Blaze.
Johnny Blaze.
Yeah. So
okay.
there's that back door where he can still come back to like certain episodes in like Arrow and Canary, he could come back, like do a little role if he wanted to.
Okay. Any more Easter eggs that you like from the series that you could think of?
Oh, dude, the best scene. One of the best scenes was at the end where all the universes get destroyed. Right, they're transported to the null point, or what is it called?
Oh yeah. Let's just call it null point.
Yeah, where time and space has stopped already. It's the end of the universe.
Yeah,
they're at the end where they're like all 7. So there's 7 paragons that's supposed to save the universe. And then, Lex Luthor cheated. He wrote his name. He crossed out Kal-El and he put his Lex Luthor. It's like, dude, what did you do?
Yeah.
We were trying to save the universe and you just fucked us over.
Dude, I don't like that who they chose for Lex.
You know who he is, man.
Right? Who is he?
He's from the original Superman movies.
Really?
Christopher Reeve as the little boy.
Oh,
he's in there. That's him. That's why they brought him in. It's like, wait, no, everybody was talking about like, what are you guys doing?
He's small. He's little.
He's small. He's little.
When you think of Lex Luthor, you think like this big, like, scary looking feller.
Well, no, if you watch, he was the main villain in Supergirl season 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't watch Supergirl.
Yeah,
it's too much like Devil Wears Prada kind of feel to it.
That's how all the CW is, but still, it's good. I've been watching it.
Yeah, one of my my other favorite Easter egg is when they kind of recreate like Superman's like dad and mom shipping him.
Oh yeah, so the first yes, like
yeah, that was pretty cool because I was like, oh, okay, I see. They're kind of like visiting the like their like the movies, like Superman's like origin story, but I guess in the series they have a kid.
Yeah,
they have Jonathan.
Yeah, so that was really nice, but you take it from a different point. Like they're trying to start over again after the multiverse. So that scene in the first scene where they send off Jonathan's like, oh, Superman's starting over again. Everything's starting over.
Yeah,
because that Superman and that Lois Lane, they actually got their own show coming up now.
Oh,
since it became so popular, like everybody liked them, so they can give them their own series now.
Okay,
because before the DC universe. They didn't want like people to show Batman, Wonder Woman, or Superman in the TV series because they didn't want them to get confused. But that was back in like 2012 when they were trying to build their universe, right?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of see it because like we have Ray Palmer as like for the Atom. Right?
They didn't want people to get confused with all that stuff. So that's why they didn't allow it. I mean, you could reference their name, but you can't really show them. Yeah. But like once people start watching the movies, like, hey, you guys, movies are starting to get crappy.
Yeah,
like we got to think of another way. Well, let us use Superman. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and I like it, man. I like what they're doing right now too. They're just like tackling like everything. Like it's not too overwhelming, because it's like, oh, like they could get away with just about anything. Like, evil Superman. Like, oh, he's from Earth.
Earth
73.
something.
Yeah.
Evil.
So,
Just it works. But then the good part is that it's not the story's not like really spread out where it's a bunch like, oh, okay, you're Smallville. Okay, we'll throw you in here as the main story. No, it's the main story. We'll just throw in like little cameos in there, just to, like give people like, oh, this is what happened over here. Okay, it doesn't really add to the main story itself.
Yeah,
where like I said, Titan was in like a scene, but they didn't really add in the whole Titan's like whole history in there. They just showed a scene of it, you know.
It's kind of what like they do with comic books when there's like a big event going on. You know, they kind of focus on that big event, but then like
they have spinoffs.
They have like little spinoffs too.
Yeah.
But so I think it's really good. I think people should check it out. Like you don't have to be a fan of like the Arrow, or you have to be a fan of The Flash or Supergirl or Batwoman or any of these other TV series. It's just like a separate like own little storyline that you guys could check out. Like me, I went into like episode 1, and the only question that I did have was like, oh shit, like Oliver's got a daughter, but that's because I stopped watching the TV series. But if you just watch those episodes as its own kind of storyline, it goes pretty well. It flows very well.
So Crisis on Infinite Earth starts on Supergirl season 5, episode 9. Then the next one is Batwoman season 1, episode 9. Then The Flash season 6, episode 9.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the order you could go. Because my buddy, he was he didn't catch up on Arrow and Flash yet, so he was watching right now. He caught up with Flash and Arrow, but I was like, I texted him, hey man, here's the order. You know what I mean? Like Supergirl, Batwoman, and Flash. Watching that order, that's how the Crisis is. Because he was just watching Arrow and Flash, so he might have just like went straight to Crisis for the last episode. Like you might have been confused.
Yeah,
that's why I texted him earlier. Hey, that's the order you got to watch it in order for you to know everything.
I mean, and we're also like in the age of like Google, so you could like just Google like Infinite Crisis order, and then they'll give you the, they have like spoiler-free reviews.
People are lazy. Then they're not gonna do. They're just gonna watch it.
I mean,
just go on with it.
I mean, I kind of did it, but it's really solid. You guys should give it a chance and see what you guys think. It's very comic booky, which is what we like. We like comic books, and the storylines that come along with it. So yeah, check it out.
So the next show came out on Netflix was The Witcher with Henry Cavill. The Superman of the DCE.
So I just barely I've only seen the first 3 episodes, or should I say 2.5? Yeah, 3 episodes. It's been pretty solid. I like it. It's like a kind of like a slow pace kind of a series. Like it goes at the pace almost that like Game of Thrones kind of sets things up, but it's not as intricate. It's like they're just focusing on like 2 storylines as opposed to like 6.
So there's you're gonna, I think episode 4 or 5 or whatever. There's one of those episodes where you're like, fuck, well, oh, okay, that's what's happening. You're gonna like be surprised. There's a surprise in there where then everything starts connecting. Like, oh, that's what's happening. That's why this is happening. This is happening. Like, okay. Yeah. You're gonna realize it's way different than what you thought it was. It's a good surprise. It's not like, oh my god, I can't believe the village is in the modern world. She's there's no monsters like freaking M. Night Shyamalan the village. You know what I mean? It's not like that. It's not a bad surprise. It's a really good one. Like then everything starts making kind of a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Okay. Yeah, it's been good. It's been solid. It has, even though it does have like a like a slower pace, it does have its action in each episode, so that makes up for it.
And Henry Cavill, is buffed out, naked.
Yeah, man. Why don't you marry him already? Yeah, he does a really good job, man. He plays like a really good character.
I never played the game. It's based on a game, right? Or is it based?
I want to say it comes from a game. I don't know if I bought The Witcher Witcher 3, but I didn't play it much. I played maybe like an hour or 2. And it was pretty cool. So, I mean, it does have like a pretty big following, and it did get like a lot of praise too for being like a pretty good game. So it is based off of the video game. What else? It's really good though. I like the TV series. Henry Cavill is doing an amazing job with it. So
yeah. They actually seem like they spent like a lot of money for the special effects and CGI. Like it didn't look like it was.
Oh yeah,
it was cheap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hell
for a Netflix one, like
Netflix always like they're not afraid to give like a big budget
Mhm.
and like take risks with
Before
with their own original series.
before season 1 even came out, they already approved season 2 already.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I want to see what happens because it's not really a spoiler. I'm gonna spoil it for you, but the last episode it leaves on a kind of a cliffhanger. Like,
okay.
I want to see what happens next because it's only 8 episodes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they did a really good. They're doing a really good job with it.
So story wise,
Mhm.
The Witcher, Geralt, Rivere,
Geralt. Yeah.
he's like a mutate, what they call a mutate. So
Mhm.
basically, they're like enhanced warriors that fight monsters, where they have magic, they have fast healing, and like their ability is kind of heightened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but they can't reproduce.
Mhm.
That's the downside. Is they can't have kids.
Okay.
That was saying they can still have sex. You know, there's a lot of sex in there, but they can't. He can't reproduce. That was one of the other things. The thing was that when he to be mutate, it wasn't his choice. He was experimented on by like a wizard that changed him to a mutate into a witcher, which is like a monster hunter.
Yeah.
And he fights. He goes to different towns. You know what I mean? They pay him to go fight monsters.
Yeah.
A lot of people hate mutates because they're like not human. You know what I mean?
He's kind of like the Mandalorian. Like,
Yeah, I don't know, but I never watched that, so yeah.
I just like,
Yeah.
No, yeah. It. What else?
There's
yeah,
magic, monsters.
He has the Force too. Like he like.
Well, yeah, he has magic. Yeah, he has magic. Yeah.
You know? So that's pretty awesome. And then he takes this like steroid juice too to kind of help him heighten his senses or last longer. Yeah, so that's pretty awesome too. I'm at a part where he's fighting this this like monster that was from a girl, because they I think they put like a curse on her.
Oh, that's Shigure.
There you go.
Kind of like a vampire.
Shaka Khan, yes, that thing. I don't know.
A vampire ghoul thing.
Yeah,
because the mother was a princess, and then I guess somebody they didn't know who the dad was, so somebody put a curse on her, and then like it killed her. But the daughter that was in the womb, she got cursed too. Yeah, so she becomes a monster.
Yeah, and she like rips through the wombs and eats people and all this stuff. It's pretty gnarly. It's pretty good. I like it. I like the fight scene that they have with it.
Yes, the fight scene's really good.
Yeah, it's not too CGI'd either, so that I appreciated that too. So they did a really good job with the special effects.
That first scene of the first episode of the Witcher, that last scene where he fights those henchmen, and he fights that woman. That one was really good. Like, as soon as like you guys walk away. Walk away like, After that, they didn't want to walk away. Sure enough, he just starts murdering these motherfuckers.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
That one was a really good fight scene.
His sword skills are fucking ridiculous, dude. He could be a fucking Jedi. Like, it's nuts.
There you go. Obi-Wan Kenobi, we got him. We got him, guys.
We got our next Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan Shinobi.
Obi-Wan Shinobi. That's funny.
So speaking of Star Wars, we went to go watch the newest newest movie,
Skywalker.
The Rise of Skywalker.
All right.
So first, we're gonna. I liked the movie. I thought it was good. I thought that you could watch this movie, and then you could watch episode 7 and skip episode 8 and still go to episode 9. Like you just watch those two. You don't need to worry about that one because it was the same director. Right? J.J. Abrams directed this one, and he directed episode 7.
Yeah, episode 7.
The Force Awakens.
Episode 9.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I really liked it. I thought because I went in with low expectations.
Yeah, I think that's what ended up happening. Episode 8 was so terrible that it like lowered everybody's expectations, so that when they went into the movie theater for like episode 9, like they're like, how are they gonna fuck it up this time? But no, they didn't fuck it up. What I really liked about this one is like they kept it pretty entertaining for the most part. It wasn't like too much dialogue.
Yeah. And not too many side stories because in episode 8 there was like that side story they had to go to the casino to find some sort of breaker to do some sort of stuff. Like, dude, you didn't need all that crap. Yeah. Or they were on the ship, you know what I mean? Like we're being chased by like by the First Order.
Yeah, with this one, it's like they're it's like it's pretty constant action for the most part. Like I was super tired from work, but like I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait for like a part so I could take like a little nap. Nah, I like stayed awake throughout the whole time, so that's definitely a plus. I really enjoyed this movie.
Well, it was really good. One of the really good scenes was the fight scene between Kylo and Rey. Like Rey? They're on like the old Death Star in the ocean. They're fighting. You know what I mean? They're fighting. They're using the Force. They're jumping around. Like they're just going ham on each other.
Oh yeah, I liked that, and then I like the what's that character's name?
Which one?
I'm gonna find it right now. But yeah, keep telling me like something else that you liked from it.
And then the other scene was that little racist alien like
that was my favorite character. That's the one that I was talking about. Let me see his name. His name is Boku Frick or Babu Frick.
Babu Frick, the little alien like mechanic guy.
I love that character, dude. I turned around and told Adrian, I was like, this is my favorite Asian character in the whole Star Wars series.
So some of the scenes that were corny was at the end. They finally gave Chewbacca his fucking medal. It was like, finally, bitches. Finally, you give me my medal. It's been like 40 years. Is this Han's old one? You give me Han's old one? Like, what the hell? Yeah, they gave him his medal, guys. They finally gave him that medal he never got in episode 4, A New Hope at the end, where everybody else gets that medal for destroying the Death Star, but not Chewbacca.
Yeah, from the first freaking movie. Like, he didn't get his freaking medal. Yeah. Come on, guys.
And then the other thing was, I thought Carrie Fisher died like years back.
Yeah, she did.
So who the fuck's that lady? So do you CGI?
No. They had managed to get some like some scenes to record some scenes too for this one before
you're almost dead. Can you just record this scene real quick? Yeah, like she was in there. I thought she died like 2016, but I guess no. The Force was with her. she used a Force ghost in there. No. And then Luke Skywalker was in it. He did a scene. That was actually really good compared to like episode 8 where he was kind of like old dick guy hermit.
Yeah, so I don't know if they actually. So for the ending, I think they had to change the scene because what ended up happening was the actor that plays Finn.
Yeah.
Right. He was in the middle of a move. Like he was gonna move to. He was moving to a new department, and he was like kind of going over his lines, and he left his thing under his mattress, and I guess in the middle of the move, like he couldn't find it,
and then somebody came up on eBay, and
somebody got it, and they posted it on Reddit. I think it was on Reddit. So they like spoiled the ending. So then, he had to tell like the director, and they had to like switch things up, and yeah. But
that's a weird conversation.
Yeah,
guys.
He's like, hey, you know how you told me not to lose that
or tell
script?
anybody anything?
Remember how you told me not to lose the script? Yeah, I lost the script. It's like, fuck.
That was the good news. What's the bad news then? It's online right now.
I think I saw it on eBay.
Fuck.
Man. God
damn it.
Oh man.
God damn it. Call everybody in right now. I want you to stand in front of the crowd and tell them what you did.
I want you to tell everybody what you did right now. Hey guys. You know how you told us that we shouldn't take the script home. Because you might lose it.
Yeah,
I took the script home.
Like, God damn you! You told me not to take it home because I would lose it, and you lost it.
Everybody's just smacking them like, "What the hell's wrong with you, man? I don't know, man. I'm sorry."
So here's some of the bad things I didn't like about it. One of the major things was that at the end, you guys already know Kylo Ren. He's gonna get his redemption, but he's still like he comes back and he saves Rey, but he ends up dying. But before he dies, spoiler, he dies. They kiss. They kiss, like that kiss came out of nowhere, and it's like, dude, he did so much bad shit.
But
he killed millions of people.
But
one good deed does not like make up for all those like innocent lives you murdered.
But girls like bad guys, man. They're like, oh, I fixed him. So that's exactly what happened right there. Like,
I felt like that scene was not needed. Like no.
Yeah, it was so weird because I was like, are they gonna kiss? No, they're not. They're kissing. Okay, they kiss. Like I was like, fuck. Man. I was like, all right. But yeah, I mean,
it's all about redemption in that movie. But still, like he did so much, dude. He did so much evil.
Yeah, and then it was crazy too because they what I do appreciate is that they didn't put him in the Force ghost spirits
at the
things. I was like, okay, I appreciate that. But yeah, it would have been nice to see Yoda again, just because Baby Yoda is super relevant right now. Or a Mandalorian would have been nice too.
Somewhere in the background. Somewhere in the background.
Yeah.
So spoilers again. At the end, towards the end, like it wasn't really a shocker. It was like, you like I told you, your parents were nobody, but they chose to be nobody. You're actually a Palpatine. There was nobody in the whole movie theater.
Yeah.
Like, nobody was like that. Nobody was gasping. Nobody was like oh, surprise, like, oh, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? Surprise. Move on.
Yeah, I think that was one of like the complaint. I think that was one of your complaints too
Yeah,
from the last movie.
episode 8.
Like for reals, like nothing. Her parents were nobody. And I was like, dude, he's fucking with her. He's like, nah, it's bullshit. And I was like, nah, he's just fucking with her, dude. So sure enough, fucking with him, because it doesn't make sense for her to have the Force and her parents are nobody.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So the way they set up for this movie was that it's not about it's not about who you are, it's who you choose to be. Because she was born from the dark side, she had all that power.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, all that Force power, she has it, but she got it from the dark side, and she thought she was gonna be evil, but she chose to be good, just like Kylo Ren at the end. Chose to be a good guy. It's all about choices. At the end of the movie, like she's back at Luke Skywalker's original home on Tatooine.
Yeah.
In the desert, right? And then where she buries the 2 sabers, and then some random person like, hey, nobody's lived there for a while. Who are you? I'm Rey
Palpawalker.
Skywalker. Like, oh, the Rise of Skywalker. Like she chose to be a Skywalker. She chose to be a Jedi instead of being like a Sith. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she should have been Palpawalker. I think it has a better ring to it. But yeah, what was crazy? Like, so I had seen this clip. Do you know who Freddie Prinze Jr. is?
Yeah.
Right. So,
Batman.
Huh?
No,
not
Batman.
No,
not
Batman.
But it's not Bruce Wayne either, right?
No, he's the guy from.
No, I know you're from Scooby Doo and those stuff.
So he's like a big time nerd. Like he's like a really big like Star Wars nerd. Like he actually grew up with not George Lucas, but so George Lucas mentored this one guy. And then so he kind of fed information and like would talk to like Freddie Prinze Jr. So I guess you could say kind of like mentor him too about the Force. So there's this clip on YouTube where he or Facebook where he talks about like how the Force works. Like he's like, if you pay attention, like every single one of the movies have a pattern with the Force. Like he's like, everybody thinks that the Force is like some kind of magical power. It's like, no, the Force is there to kind of help balance along with like the dark Force or whatever the
dark
fuck.
side.
Yeah, with the dark side. So, you need one in order to do the other. It keeps things even. And then he like breaks it down so much. He's like, dude, I already know what's going to happen on the movie based on the patterns that was going on with the previous movie. He's like, I could tell you and I could fuck everything up, but I'm not going to. He's like, if you could just watch the movies through the just through the patterns that they've been using, like you'll be able to find out what's going on. So when I was watching this movie, I was thinking about it. I was like, like how are they gonna? And I was like, oh, and I was like, see, with what they did with Kylo Ren is like he turned to the dark side, even though he came from like the Skywalker, and then the other way around, Rey turned to the to the Jedi's whatever. Even though she came from like Palpatine, and I was like, oh shit, mind blown. Like, yeah, it was pretty nutty because I was like looking at it like, like what if like, okay, and then that's kind of where I got that little pattern thing.
So like, so in this movie, they introduced like a couple new powers that they could do. Apparently, Rey could use the Force to heal people now.
Yeah, that was one thing that they did.
And then
the transporting thing, didn't that happen in the first one too? Like where they were kind of like transporting like
stuff, right?
Yeah, like I don't think it was like anything major. I think if anything it was just like sand and rock.
Well,
and
no, the
shit
thing.
like
So what I've been thinking about it. So in episode 8, whatever the crappy one, you know how Luke was able to project himself across the galaxy to a world, you know what I mean? But that used up all his life force, you know what I mean? He was able to do that. So like he was able to like transport himself, his spirit over there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what started off. And then in this one, Rey and Kylo, they had a connection in the beginning already. That connection grew stronger and stronger, so it allowed them to like basically
transport,
not transport, because they were able to fight each other. They were able to like read each other's mind and see what's going on behind their background. Like, oh, that's where you are. Okay, I see you now. I see what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So they're able to like fight back and forth. Like in episode 8, they were able to like touch each other.
Yeah.
So that connection just kept getting stronger and stronger until the point where they could like interchange like whatever was around them.
Yeah, yeah.
So because they were fighting the scene, like you said, sand popped out or like something he grabbed something off her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that ability just grew stronger. It's just between those two.
Yeah, yeah.
It just grows stronger and stronger until they were able to like transport the lightsaber.
God damn it! I was trying to avoid that part right there. I'm gonna bleep that part.
Why?
Because I don't want to spoil that part.
Well, we already spoiled the whole movie already.
Not really, because that's like one of the major ones. So I'm gonna.
No. The major one was she was Palpatine's granddaughter.
Yeah,
that was the major one too.
No, I'll probably bleep this whole thing.
lightsaber transportation. You can't no, you can't do it now. He transport the lightsaber through magic.
Yeah,
through magic. So like we talked about, George Lucas is from Modesto. He grew up in Modesto, right? Like that's weird. I never knew that.
Yeah, he has what is it, Lucas Ranch or some shit like that.
How come they never advertised that? Hey, this is where George Lucas grew up. This is where he lived. Like I didn't know that. Like
I'm not sure if he actually like grew up and stuff. I think he just like moved at one point over here, and then like yeah, because he has Skywalker Ranch. That's what it's called. And that's where I think that. Have you ever seen the movie Fanboys?
Yeah.
Yeah, their whole mission is to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is pretty funny. I wonder if that's like that's what it actually looks like, though. You know what I mean? Like, they have like a writing room and all that stuff over there just to kind of get away from everything. Yeah, man.
Like, but yeah, he's from Modesto. He grew up in Modesto. It's like, how come they never really anything on that guy? Like, oh, the guy this is the city that made fucking George Lucas who he is now. Like, they didn't do none of that.
They should make that like their like
motto.
Yeah, their motto. They're like, yeah.
Welcome to Modesto, where George Lucas was.
Yeah. Home of the Skywalker Ranch.
So in my history class, I just learned I just learned an interesting fact. So you ever watch Psycho, the original one, the black and white?
I never watched it, but I know which one it is.
So you know that famous scene where she's that lady's in the shower and she gets killed, right? That famous scene.
Yeah.
That lady, that actress, she was actually born in Merced.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I looked it up too. I thought he was just bullshitting, but no, sure enough, she was born in Merced. She lived there for like a couple years until they moved to Stockton. Because you know what I mean, for the dad could get a job. I was like, dude, how come all these famous people who like live in the Central Valley, but none of the towns like, oh, guys, we got this famous person who came over here, who lived here. Like, oh, this is where they lived at. You know what I mean?
Merced, home of the lady that gets killed from American Psycho. Yeah.
Just weird. Like, there's all these people, famous people and stuff, like, but nobody's like really.
They're not. I mean, the only one that's like really that famous would probably just be the George Lucas one. Her, like, you don't even know her name. So
MC Hammer. MC Hammer lives in freaking Lodi.
Yeah, he's from Oakland. So
yeah, he lives in Lodi. You can go to like, because somebody went to the store like, hey, is that MC Hammer?
Yeah.
That is MC Hammer.
Yeah, and I guess he's really cool. Like, he'll actually like take a picture with you too. So yeah, and that's in Lodi, man. That's crazy.
Cal Mitchell lives somewhere around here.
That'd be awesome.
Not here, but like somewhere in California.
Yeah.
Like, they just live
somewhere in the Central Valley. That would be awesome.
Or the little girl from Aliens.
I
forgot what's her name.
Little girl from Aliens.
The one that Sigourney Weaver saves, because she shows like one of the survivors from the planet, but she's actually like a teacher in Atwater.
Really?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, she's a teacher in Atwater. One of my coworkers, like, her daughter was in her class. Right? He was like, hey man, he was talking to the wife. He's like, hey, would it be weird if I went up to her and asked her to sign the poster? Like,
nah, man, you go for it. I'll have my daughter sign. I'll have my daughter take the poster to her so she could sign it. Do it that way. You gotta be sneaky with it. Yeah. What else did we watch?
We watched Jumanji.
Oh yeah.
The Next Level.
Yeah, there you go. Go for it.
Yeah, so Jumanji, dude. So I liked it. I thought it was good because they changed the whole game again.
Yeah.
Where they thought that when they go back in, we beat this game already, we could beat it again. All right, we gotta go save him. Okay, they get into the game and it's a whole different story. They added more characters, just random stuff. But you're thinking about it, Jumanji, the original movie. They found that. Didn't they find that game somewhere in Africa or somewhere?
No. I don't think it was in Africa. I think it was just like in some random city. Like they were.
No, because they dug it up. No, they dug up the game and then they brought it. It got brought over. It got brought over on a ship and stuff, and then it sank. Or we got to rewatch it.
No, I think they kind of like dug it out of something like they were kind of like excavating kind of something, but I don't think it was in Africa. I think it just happened to be somewhere, and I think
it's based off the jungle, so like it has to be.
Yeah, I mean,
the game is in Africa.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think it was started off in like the movie.
We'll
started, anyways. But yeah, they just ended up. They just came across it somehow because it was like on the bottom. They found it like in the mud or some shit like that, and then they pick it up, they clean it up, they take it home. No, the first kids.
Robin Williams in them.
Yeah.
Was it? You sure?
I think so. I think I'm not.
We gotta rewatch it again. So no, but so basically in the first movie, he gets sucked into the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then whatever, you don't know what happened to him. Like 20 years later, somebody moves into the house, and they add more players. That they start playing the game. He's able to come back out.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing was that the first movie was that the game came out into the real world where they're all around. You know what I mean? And then the next movie, Welcome to the Jungle, they went into the game.
Yeah.
And they actually showed like what's happening in the game.
Mm-hmm.
That was really good. That was a really good concept.
Yeah, that's what made the first one really good. That's what made the first one really good. Because it was different. It was like, oh, okay, you're like actually like into the jungle, and they're kind of basing it off of like a video game.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember. Can you remind me? Did the game just manifest itself into the video game, or
so?
I don't remember.
So like when at the end of the first movie they threw away the game, right, and they left it in the beach, whatever. And then second movie comes by, the dad's like whatever running through the beach, and he finds the game. He brings it back home to his son. You know what I mean? But his son likes playing video games, so he didn't even touch that. So I think that Jumanji like magic, like it adapted. It adapted. Okay. It made itself more relevant, so the kid could play it now.
Okay.
So it became a game. He became like a new game system, and the kid starts playing it, and he gets sucked into the game.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. No, there you go. And then that's when all the friends get sucked into it. Okay, for sure.
Did you hear that? John Wick 4 and they're making the Matrix again. Or no, they're remaking the.
Yeah, they're doing the Matrix. They're
part
doing
4, and they're both coming out the same day, right?
No, same year.
Same year. Same day. They said the same day.
I don't think so.
Look it up.
Or I don't know. I haven't even looked it up. Dude.
They said it like it's all over the internet. Like John Wick and Matrix 4 is supposed to come out the same day. It's like, dude, what the fuck?
Really? He's trying to break the internet.
So
man.
I have a theory for that shit.
What?
So John Wick, right? So at the end of the Matrix 3, Neo fights Agent Smith, whatever, and he wins, right? But he ends up dying. And they drag him off, right? What if when they dragged him off, he wasn't really dead? He was almost dead, but they hooked up his mind to the Matrix, but a different Matrix again. And in that Matrix, he's John Wick now. He's John Wick, and he's like living through all this stuff right here. And then whatever, then through John Wick 4, he ends up dying. When he dies in John Wick 4, he wakes up from that, and he's in the Matrix.
You sound like a crazy man.
Crazy man, but
like
that's a good because they both come out the same day. What you go watch John Wick 4. He dies in John Wick 4, maybe.
Yeah.
If he dies, and you know what I mean, then you go watch the Matrix. Oh, he wakes up again. Like, oh,
how dare you?
Where am I? Who am I?
How dare you disrespect
Where's my dog?
John Wick, dude? Yeah. I haven't watched part 3 of John Wick. I watched the second one, but I'm gonna watch part 3 too.
There is a part 4 coming out, guys.
Yeah.
It leads up to part 4.
Yeah.
Part 1's always the best for John Wick.
I think they supposedly like they wanted to do a series too
on
like a Netflix, but it was like how he pulled off like the big
he had the impossible tasks because he had like 10 impossible tasks or something like that.
Something like that.
Like certain, he did all these impossible tasks to get out of the mafia, whatever, out of the underworld and stuff.
Yeah.
And he did it. It was supposed to be impossible, and he did it, and he got out.
That would be an amazing series to watch, man.
Because they kept bringing it up, because they brought up, like, John Wick, he killed motherfucker with a pencil.
Yeah.
A pencil, and they showed that. He killed somebody with a pencil. How do you do that?
Yeah.
He smacked their eye, like,
yeah.
Pah!
Yeah. But the thing is, like, if they do that, I don't think they could use,
Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, Keanu Reeves for it, because he's already limping enough as it is when he's like walking in those fucking movies. Like I think in real life, no, I actually seen videos of him in real life when he walks like he's like older, you know, like he like limps and kind of hunches over a little bit.
Well, he said he was interested in doing the Netflix.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Like he's a great actor, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But if it's like a prequel, that's kind of when I'm like, like it's a prequel, but he looks older. Like it might throw me out.
Not really. It is a prequel, but like not like where he's really, really young. Like right before he met his wife, because he met that girl. You know, he fell in love with her, and whatever. They had like a year or two together.
Yeah.
She died of cancer, right?
Yeah.
So what did they did like during that, right before that 2015, where they did it in that year? He's still older, and he wants to get out.
I think he just needs to like suck the blood of more people since he is a vampire, so he could look young again. You know,
he's awesome.
I think that's what it is. I think it's like he's kind of taking it easy because he's like, oh shit, I'm supposed to look older, like you know what I mean. So I that's probably what's going on.
And then they're also like they're doing a bunch of sequels to movies that we don't really need. Like they're doing Top Gun, Maverick. It's like really honestly, Tom Cruise really.
Honestly, I haven't even watched the first one.
I seen part of the first one. That was it.
Yeah,
I don't really remember it. Like you guys really got to make another like 90 like Bad Boys 3.
Like, come on, Scientology, you guys could do better.
Bad Boys 3 is coming out.
Bad Boys 3, I am gonna watch that one.
Yeah, I didn't even watch part 2. The only scene I know in part 2 was that scene when the boyfriend, or the dude comes up to pick up the daughter.
Yeah,
that's the only scene I've seen.
Bro, part 2 is like the best movie, dude.
I like part 1.
Oh my god, you gotta watch the first one, man. I mean the second one. Oh my god, you're missing out, man. Like I'm dead serious. Like it. I would say it's probably better than the first one, and you can't really say that about a lot of movies.
We'll see. Yeah. And then they're also coming out with Bill and Ted's Excellent Journey Part 3. It's like, guys, they're old. Come on.
Again, that movie was around when I was young, but it never piqued my interest.
In the 90s, I watched it in the 90s.
What they need to redo is Mars Attack. Yeah, Mars Attacks or whatever it's called.
It's still good the way it is. It's cheap and cheesy. That's cheesy. The point.
It's what it's supposed to be. Yeah. Man, that movie was amazing. I used to be scared of the little aliens and shit. Yeah, that was awesome. But yeah, man.
I think our next podcast is gonna be in New Year's. We'll try to get that episode out right away.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a special one, I guess.
Yeah,
for the end of the year.
Yeah, it's kind of like to recap our year, and that's kind of how we're gonna end this year with a recap. So
thank you.
Yeah,
thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, there's been another episode of Just Kidding, man, and we are out.